And welcome to today's Brilliant Creatures. I'm Stephen.
I'm Gail, and let's have a look at what's coming up on today's show.
We've got the most brilliant spotty cats in the studio. But what are they? Well, you can find out later.
For this series, Gail and I travelled to America, find out how I get on catching wild creatures on the rampage in people's houses.
And meet the littlest and the largest birds of prey in the UK. They're fantastic.
It is looking so good, isn't it? Now, as this is the first show of the start of a brand new series of Brilliant Creatures, we thought we'd start with a truly brilliant beginning. A new life.
And in just a few minutes' time, a brand new baby is going to be born right here.
Have a look at this. These are all eggs called mermaid purses, and inside each one there is the most perfect tiny baby shark. Now soon, fingers crossed, one of them will be swimming around in his or her tank with his or her new brothers or sisters.
Now, these sharks are called dogfish, and they can be found swimming in the seas around the UK. So just think, if you go down to the beach and you find an empty mermaid's purse, that means that there's a baby shark swimming somewhere close by. These little dogfish come from the Blue Planet Aquarium in Ellesmere Port.
Now, it takes 9 months for them to hatch, which is the same amount of time it takes for a human baby to be born.
Now, all these mermaid's purses are at a different stage in their development. Now, if you can see there, see that kind of yellowy one? Well, that's got a soft, slimy case, and that's at a really early stage of development. In fact, the baby shark inside that case is only about the size of my fingernail. But that darker, hard case next to it, well, that's a baby shark that's a few months further on in its development.
Now, what happens is the female dogfish actually lays her eggs and then leaves the baby shark to fend for itself. But the tough, leathery casing that you can see just here actually protects the baby shark from the other predators in the sea. And it also works as camouflage to hide the egg in amongst the seaweed. Now, loads of these sharks will hatch over the next few days, but one of them is ready right now. We've been told it's this one here, so if I just pluck that off, it feels weird, you know.
Does it?
And we've been told if we give it a slight squeeze, it should help the baby shark to come out nice and gently.
There's bubbles coming. Oh, look, you can see it coming out. Is that its nose?
What is it? Let's have a look. Can you see this?
Is
it his head?
I don't know. Is it coming out backwards? That's its head, isn't it?
It's his head.
Oh, look, this is amazing.
Here we go.
Oh, look, and there's its fins and it's out.
And there is our baby shark.
Absolutely amazing.
Now, our baby shark is totally blind at the moment, so it'll lay low, keeping out the way. But as soon as its eyes are open, there'll be no stopping it.
And isn't it amazing to think that all that's left behind is this little empty case of the mermaid's purse?
So don't forget, the next time you are at a beach and you do find one of these mermaid's purses, there'll be a shark swimming nearby. Meet JoJo.
And his mum, Kate.
2 brilliant rhesus monkeys from Thailand.
Now, it might look like they're trying to give us new hairdos at the moment, but they're not. In fact, what they're doing is looking for bits of dead skin and insects in our hair.
Now, I promise you, before you panic, that's not because myself and Gal haven't washed our hair in the past week. It's just that grooming each other is actually a sign of affection, and in the wild, it strengthens the bond between the rhesus monkeys.
Now, Kate and JoJo are going to be our resident brilliant creatures for this series, so keep an eye out for them over the next few shows. Hello!
And now let's check out some of the other brilliant creatures you're going to be seeing on this series.
Meet the man-eating tiger and see where he features in our top 5 brilliant but deadly creature countdown. In Little and Large, meet a monstrous 8-metre snake that could easily swallow you whole. There's a deadly octopus with a beak like a parrot.
These are hairy armadillos.
This is a 9-banded armadillo. Look at that.
Will this vulture crack into the biggest egg in the world? We take a fish out of water and meet a professional snake killer. Find out who would win in a fight between a lion and a little porcupine. And if there are alien animals living near you. The studio is filled with puppies and the odd water vole or 2. We'll show you how to spot the difference between confusing creatures, and we try and milk a camel.
Oh, steady on. Cheetahs, leopards and jaguars, 3 well-known spotty cats.
But would you be able to identify which one was which?
Meet Muppet and Ladybird, 2 baby spotty cats.
But what kind of babies are they? We'll have a look at their coat and see if you can have a guess. Hello, darling. We'll give you some clues.
These are the markings of a cheetah, a leopard and a jaguar.
The cheetah has a simple spotty coat.
The leopard has these pale centred rosettes.
And the jaguar has rosettes with dark centres.
So which coat matches that of our spotty babies? The answer is the jaguar.
Yep, Ladybird and Moppet are jaguar cubs. They're 4.5 months old and they're being hand-reared because their mum couldn't look after them.
Now, most of the big cats we've had here in the Brilliant Creatures studio have been from Asia and Africa, but the jaguar is from Central and South America, and they're the only big spotty cats that live there.
In fact, the word jaguar comes from a Native American Indian word meaning one who kills his prey with a single bound. And in their native country, they're a symbol of strength and power, and you can see why.
Although these two are still babies, their strength is unbelievable. They have razor-sharp teeth, and if only you could see them trying to bite my shoe, you'd realise just how sharp they really are. Now, they've already destroyed loads of toys and bits of furniture in the house that they're living in. They're unreal.
What makes those teeth all the more devastating is the power of the jaw. Now, most spotted cats kill their prey with a bite to the throat or the back of the neck.
But the jaguar kills with a bite to the head. It has a vice-like grip that crushes its victim's skull, causing instant death. The jaguars are so powerful they can actually bring down animals as large as a cow, and they generally hunt animals a lot larger than their African cousins, the cheetah and the leopard.
When fully grown, a jaguar can weigh up to 120 kilograms. That's much bigger than either a leopard or a cheetah. And they have very compact muscular bodies, really powerful shoulders and short, stocky legs.
Also, a fold of loose belly skin will develop and work as protection against the kicks that the jaguar will get from its victim.
Now, another jaguar speciality is they like watery homes. They like to live in flooded forests or swampland, and these huge, have a look at these paws. Now, they'll be massive when it's fully grown. Oh, it's got a grip on my arm. And those big paws help it to swim.
And because the jaguars prefer to live in the dense cover of the jungle floor and the shadowy pools, you hardly ever see them.
And because of this, they're probably the least familiar of all the spotted cats, but we think they're the most impressive.
Have a look at this beautiful baby. In Britain, brilliant creatures like these fox cubs live in towns and cities with us.
In America, there are some brilliant creatures that have adapted to living in towns and cities with people that are not nearly as cute as these.
Raccoons, alligators and snakes all choose to live near people, but can often cause the odd problem. That's why in America they call them pesky critters, particularly when you find an alligator in your garden or a snake in your bathroom. This is Todd Hardwick. Todd specialises in catching wild animals from people's homes. I met up with him in Miami. Right, we've just arrived at a house in Homestead that's in Miami, and we don't know what brilliant creature we're going to see. We're all together on this one because it could be anything. Do you know what I mean? Hiya, Todd.
Hi, glad you were able to get here. We've got some sort of an emergency. This lady called up, so there's a beast taking over her kitchen, knocking things everywhere. I don't know what to expect. Show us where he was last seen. This could be anything. Oh, yeah.
What is it? What is that?
Wait,
what is it? Can you see it? Can you see it? Come and have a look. What is that, Todd?
What we have here is a possum. This is actually the only marsupial in North America. They actually have a pouch, just like a kangaroo, but they have a very infectious bite. So the last thing we want to do is get bitten by this guy.
Right. How are you gonna get it?
Not me, you. You're gonna get him. That's why you're here, right? You're gonna catch that for me. Now this, if it were me,
Go on.
I would walk up and I'd grab him by the tip of his tail and I'd put him in this cage.
Okay, well, what can I do?
That's what you can do.
I can't touch him. Can
Oh,
I?
absolutely.
Are you being serious?
You're gonna sneak up and you're gonna grab him by the tip of his tail and you're gonna quickly lift him, because if you're not quick, he'll turn around and he'll bite you. And then you're gonna put him in this cage. And if you have any problems, just, give me a call.
In England, we've never seen one of these, so this is...
Come on in, let's
It
get
looks
close.
freaky, doesn't it?
All right, let me hold this. All right, the trick to these guys...
He's got nasty teeth, isn't he?
The trick here is you don't want to spend a lot of time thinking. It needs to be instinctive. You want to grab the tip of the tail and move over to me and we'll put him in the cage. Grab that tip of that tail.
Can he bite me when I grab it? You promise me?
I promise. Just pick him straight up. Just do it. Don't think about it. Just do it. Pick it up and pull it. Lift it straight up.
Just
and
pin him.
Go. Tip. There you go. There. Drop.
Quick.
Put him in. It looks like I have a new assistant. Good job.
Well, he's in there now. And he's not hurt, is he, as well?
No, he looks fine. He's made a mess of the kitchen. We should look around and make sure he doesn't have a friend with him.
Are you all right now?
Yeah.
Good. That's all that's important. The next job was to drive out of the city so we could release the possum into the wild. Well, it's time to let the possum go. Come on in, Todd. What are we going to do?
Better put your gloves on. He'll show you his gratitude by biting you.
Oh, my word, OK. And why are we letting him go here, by the way?
He's got everything a possum needs. Food, water, great habitat.
So, he's going to love this.
Oh, he absolutely will. Go, get the tail. Pull him out.
Ooh.
Nice tug. Now sit him
You're going to be
there.
pleased. You're nearly going.
See you later.
Look at that. He's straight off. How pleased must he be?
Well, I hate to break up this happy moment, but we just got a beep on an alligator in the guy's backyard.
How can you get an alligator in your garden? Well, you're coming too.
You've done this, right?
Right?
You have caught alligators?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm there. Yes. Lovely. Find out how I get on with the alligator on the next Brilliant Creatures.
This little nest belongs to the littlest bird of prey in the United Kingdom.
And this large nest belongs to the UK's largest bird of prey.
And we're lucky enough to have both of these stunning birds here in the studio.
This is the golden eagle, one of the UK's largest birds of prey. Now, it's often called the king of the birds, and you can see why. And it's not often you'd get to see one of these in the wild, unless you live in Scotland or the Lake District. So to have one here in the studio is pretty awesome.
This is the little Merlin Falcon, the littlest bird of prey in the United Kingdom. Now, they're far more widespread than the eagle, and you might even see them in towns and cities, but you'd still be very lucky if you did. They're so little, in fact, that in medieval times they were known as the ladies' bird, and they sat on the shoulders of queens and princesses. The little Merlin Falcon only weighs 200 grams. That's as much as 1 cupful of sugar.
The large golden eagle is an amazing 50 times heavier than the little Merlin. It weighs an incredible 10,000 grams. That's the same as 50 cups of sugar.
The little Merlin Falcon is just 20 centimetres long.
While the golden eagle is a massive 120 centimetres long, head to tail. That's 6 times longer than the little Merlin.
The little Merlin eats other little birds, grabbing them mid-flight with its little sharp beak.
Whilst the large golden eagle eats large prey ranging from rabbits all the way up to deer, flying low and grabbing them clean off the ground with his large talons.
The eagle's talons are 4 times larger than the little Merlin's.
But the best way to see the difference between Britain's biggest and smallest birds of prey is to see them fly. And hopefully that's what we're going to see right now.
The small, faster flying Merlin's wingspan is only 30 centimetres long.
But the large golden eagle's wingspan is a huge 210 centimetres. That's 7 times larger than the little Merlin.
The little Merlin, princess of the skies.
The golden eagle, king of the birds.
Both
Brilliant creatures.
Next time on Brilliant Creatures, meet a duck who eats Chinese takeaway.
Find out how to catch a 2-metre alligator.
And how to use poo to become an animal detective.
Well, that's it for today's show.
For any details of what you've just seen, why don't you check out the Brilliant Creatures website? The address is on the screen.
And we're going to leave you with some of today's most brilliant creatures, plus some bits you won't have seen. See ya!
Bye! Grooming each other is actually a sign of
It's got
affection.
the earpiece. Oh, look, and there's its fins and it's out.
Tip, there you go, there, drop.
Quick!
Put him in.